How's it going, everybody? Here's a theological sidebars conversation. This week being Christmas week, just haven't been able to get times to do a video on OTXNT with Dr. Andrew Marquez. So here's me ranting and raving. I realize my hair is somewhat unkept. My flannel is on and my beard is the way it is, and so it looks like the thoughts of a crazy man, but I don't have crazy thoughts for you. I have something that I've been thinking about and just wanted to bring up to think about publicly. I don't know about y'all. Okay, so Christmas music. I like Christmas music, but, I don't know if it's been just more recently, but I've had trouble with certain songs, right? And I think more and more in my life, I'm getting away from a focus on Santa. Now, I want to do another video sometime at OTXNT about, kind of our views of Santa and let Dr. Marquez kind of go to the original history of who, St. Nicholas was. However, look, there's certain things that I guess the way I think Americans view God is more of, where we kind of look at him and Santa as kind of in the same category, right? So I want to deal with something that has bothered me more recently, and this is the words to one of the songs. And so I'm kind of getting away from this Santa stuff because things like this bother me. I don't know if they bother you, but they bother me. So check this out. So look, we all know these. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus has come to town. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Now, look, here's my big issue. I actually think, that in some ways we are kind of making the big replacement of him versus God. So I was watching a Netflix film the other day. It was that Christmas Chronicles one, okay? And part 2, I think. Anyways, the girl goes out to the beach and she looks up to the sky and she sends out a little prayer to Santa to help her in her situation. Now, of course, the cool thing is he has no clue. Obviously he's not. But I do think songs even like this, and these are from the 30s, the lyrics of that. You think about that. We have, in this song in itself, we have made Santa Claus to be omniscient, right? Knowing all things. And in some respects, he's, omnipresent in that he can be everywhere at all times. Don't you? Hey, he's coming. He may not come for you, but he's coming. He can be everywhere. He can go anywhere he wants to be. No chimney? Don't worry. We dealt with that in the Santa Claus movie, which I like. The Tim Allen version is a very, very good film. Anyways, but you think about that, okay? So he has this, he knows all things all the time, right? He sees everything. He knows when he does not sleep. You think about that, that's almost omnipotence as well, right? I watched another one the other day. That's a family favorite. The Ernest Saves Christmas. And the Santa Claus, once he gets his new powers, can turn on the weather. So, obviously, if you follow the storyline of Ernest, right, the way this plays out is something like this. The old Santa's power kind of wanes after, it's like a battery. He kind of drains and has to get a new Santa to kind of take it over. But when he gets his new power, he is in full effect and ready to roll and show his power, and he has control even over the weather. He can make it snow. So, you think about it, there are a lot of films and there's a lot of lore, right, where he's beginning to have a lot of power, and I don't know, I have a problem with this fake individual who has biblical proportions of power. Because let me explain to you. If you have been at Royal Palms at any time, one of the books that we highly recommend and highly recommend that you do is catechize your children and begin to teach them. I have struggles with this. Like, I'd rather let my kids know that I'm trying to teach them the truth of Scripture than for them to find out one day. Now, granted, I turned out okay once I found out there was no Santa, but That's another problem. Okay. But look, great book. Things like cornerstones, right? And I love this because, okay, you think about this, right? For instance, if you were to look, I can't show you here. Boom. There you go. Look at these. What does it mean that God is omnipresent? This number 22 in the God section. God is omnipresent means he's not confined to a body. It is everywhere at once. Now, look, Santa can't do that. Okay. But I remember in Home Alone 2, they do claim that he is omnipresent. Now, maybe they have a faulty understanding of what omnipresence means, but they at least said that. Okay, so there's that. What else? How about this one? What does it mean that God is omniscient? God is omniscient means he knows all that is, was, will be, and could be. God is omniscient. That's a for sure one. And that's the big line I have a problem with in the Santa Claus is coming to town is he seems to have some omniscience there. Problematic to me. And what does it mean that God is omnipotent, right? God is omnipotent means he can do anything that is according to his character. He can do anything that is according to his character. So, just for fun, let's look at some real verses to see what do we hear about God. Let's think about that, the reality, the real thing that is God. Let's talk about who he is and what he's like, and realize that I don't think we should be putting these on the two same level. I have a problem with singing these songs when they're not true. But there is one who it is true about. Let's look. So I have you up on my screen here. And so notice here, this is Psalm 139. Lord, you have searched me and known me. And you know when I sit down, when I stand up, you understand my thoughts from far away. Now that to me is important, right? Because that's the incredible piece of this is God is the one who truly does know these things. He knows when you get up. He knows when you stand up, when you sit down. He knows everything. He knows all of your thoughts. There is no person, no individual that does that. Now they're trying to get there with the Google stuff, singularity and all that. But that's for another time. But anyways, you observe my travels and my rest. You're aware of all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know all about it. He knows before you even said it. You've encircled me, placed your hand on me. This wonderful knowledge is beyond me. It's lofty. I'm unable to reach it. Yeah, I mean, really, if you try to really think about the sovereignty of God, the omniscience of God, and how he knows all things before you've ever done it. He knows what you've done, what you could have done. That's another one, right? To think that God knows what you do and what you will do and what you could have done. Interesting. I like that. Okay. Where can I go to escape your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to heaven, you're there. If I make my bed in Sheol, you're there. He's just saying, if I go to the highest heights, if I go to the lowest lows, everywhere I go, you're there. If I live at the eastern horizon or settle in the western limits, even there, your hand will lead me. This is the omnipresence of God, right? We've gone with omniscience. Now we're at omnipresence. He's everywhere. You can't escape him. He is all places, all the time. Even there, your hand will lead me. Your right hand will hold on to me. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light around me will be night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night shines like day. The darkness and light are alike to you. And then he goes on because he knows us, right? So there's nothing. You can never hide anything. God sees all things, knows all things. For it is you who created my inward parts. You knit me together in my mother's womb. And I will praise you because I've been remarkably and wonderfully made. Your works are wondrous. And I know this very well. All right, so let's talk about that. We'll finish at 15. My bones were not hidden from you when I was made in secret, when I was formed in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw me when I was formless. All of my days were written in your book and planned before a single one of them began. Now that, you talk about that, right? Knowing everything you have ever done, could do. It's already written down. He has it all down. That's another lofty thing I can't fathom or quite grasp, but it's incredible to know that God knows everything. Every day, everything. He's known you. He's known you before you were even born. He knew everything about you. Okay, let's do one more for you. Just another little one. I love these words here. How about let's do Job 42. This is Job's word to the Lord, but here's what happened. There's an incredible set of things that are said in Job. Job is awesome. The very end of the book, especially when God speaks. But this is Job speaking God. I know that you can do anything. No plan of yours can be thwarted. You asked, who is this who conceals my counsel with ignorance? Surely I spoke about things and did not understand things too wondrous for me to know. You said, listen now and I will speak. When I question you, you will inform me. I heard reports about you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore, I reject my words and I'm sorry for them. I am dust and ashes. Now, I want to go back and show you something else. If you look at when God initially speaks in the book of Job, because this gets good. When God speaks in the book of Job, it is awesome. It really is one of those things of like, okay, everybody's been speaking up to this point, and everybody has been kind of like just shooting what they think is really going on, and then you get to God speaking, and you get to things like this, right? Look at 38. Lord answered Job from the whirlwind, who is this who obscures my counsel with ignorant words? Get ready to answer me like a man when I question you, inform me. Where were you when I established the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who fixed its dimensions? Certainly you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? What supports its foundation? Who laid its cornerstone while the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy? Who enclosed the sea behind doors when it burst from the womb, when I made the clouds its garment and total darkness its blanket, when I determined its boundaries and put its bars and doors in place, when I declared, you may come this far, but no further. Your proud waves stopped here. Have you ever in your life commanded the morning or assigned the dawn its place, so it may seize the edges of the earth and shake the wicked out of it? The earth is changed as clay is by a seal. Its hills stand out like the folds of a garment. Light is withheld from the wicked, and the arm raised in violence is broken. I mean, look, it just keeps going on. It's incredible. Job 38. And so this is my rant for just a moment. Is I read passages like this, and I think, how awesome is the God that I serve, where these things are true. And then I just feel like, I don't know, it trivializes it. When you sing the same thing about a dude in a red suit who is recording all things in his book, who, let's face it, we're all going to get presents, right? I guess. Maybe some coal with presents, but never coal by itself. Unless you grew up in a house where they did give coal. I don't know. I mean, there's probably years I deserved coal. Never got it. Maybe I was just that good. But then you read Romans 3. There's no one who's good. Not even one. No one who seeks after God. All right. So, there you go. That's my rant. I've been wanting to think about that. I don't know. Look, do I have the Santa Claus come to town? Have I heard it enough? Sure. Is it on almost every Christmas album? Sure. But I just have problems playing it now. I don't know. Maybe I'll come up with more videos of things that I have problems with. It could grow. If you have more songs that you find heretical, send them here to me, and I will gladly try to take a look at them and take them apart. So, thank you for listening. Hope this is a little lighthearted. This dives into a lot, right? Because it does begin to show you what I'm processing as I begin to think about the whole Santa thing. Look, is it fun? Sure, it's fun. However, here's my last piece of rant for a second, right? Okay, I have behind me the menorah. We just got done with Hanukkah. I actually think Hanukkah gets hijacked sometimes by this, right? It gets hijacked by the traditions of the oil when the story is the incredible story about the temple being rededicated, right? There's that piece. It gets hijacked sometimes by more of the tradition, but it's whatever. Anyways, I just kind of think like we have had our Christmas hijacked, I think sometimes. And, you know, there's certain things that like, okay, it's one thing to like talk about a guy who wants to come and give presents, but when you start talking about his omniscience and his power and all that, that's where I start getting a little weirded out, right? So anyways, this is just my thoughts. I'm not asking anybody to do this. Just me. If you might agree, you may not. It's okay. You can comment, but please like and subscribe. And go over and see Dr. Marquez's page, the Baptist on the Bible podcast. It's a great page to be part of. You get little snippets from him. Probably not stuff like this. So, hey, have a Merry, Merry Christmas. I will see you guys in about 2 weeks, because then we'll be back in working on these again. It'll be fun. We got a lot of topics to hit. All right, take care. Bye-bye, guys.